another vlog. So today is the 20th of June. So next week we have another heatwave approaching. So that's going to be fun. I think temperatures might reach up to 35. So a lot of watering will be needed. But yeah, I've not been up for a few days and it's gone crazy up here. All the pumpkins are sending off so many vines now. I'm losing track of what actual vine is for what plant and that. But yeah, I need to start tying in the ones that I need to. So this one needs to be tied up to here. I think that's another, I think it's a Queensland blue, this one. Yeah, it's that silvery leaf. So that's all gone that way. It's because these are literally all across the pathway. But with all the sun and rain, everything's zooming along. Obviously, sunflowers are now poked through the top here. So it shows you in about 3 days they've grown about a foot. But all the other pumpkins are looking good. Obviously, cucumbers coming along. Very slow going, but I think there is some more with it. I've actually did pick a cucumber. But I just noticed that one. I think it's like the mini munch. They must be very small. But hopefully these will start to clamber up this frame. And potatoes looking like the national forest, especially the main crop here, starting to flower. Might try and pull up some earlies, see how they're looking. But no, everything else is looking good, nice and green. Grape zooming along now. So, because I thought that was a goner with the frost. So I can train these to go up along the pergola. Then we've got the tomatoes. So we've got a few coming along now. Here and there. Majority of the money makers, they're the beefy ones, which they don't look too healthy, to be honest. Got a few chilies as well, the peppers. So they should be good. But yeah, just giving it a good old drink. I think today is going to be about 25. Sunday, tomorrow will be 30, and then it's like 31, 33 the next couple of days. So definitely will be having to come up here to water. Sweet corn is doing amazing. So these ones, the Golden Gate, are sending up the little tassels, and I haven't seen any cobs yet, but they need to get another couple of feet higher than that. The Tromboncino, which I think it's a Tromboncino, is starting to clamber up the fence now. No fruits yet, so some flowers coming out that don't look like female ones. So the baby boo at the back there. See, this other one, it looks like it's a goner, just keeps getting munch, so I probably will pull that one out. I think I did see a female flower on one of these pumpkins somewhere. There you go. That's probably the first pumpkin of the year. But yeah, I'm going to start training some of these smaller varieties, which are the ones that I planted in between. So this one, and then these, to try and train them to go upwards. So get some twine so they can climb onto that. But no, everything's looking good. Obviously sunflowers and that only planted in last week, so they'll take a little while. Also, where I said about the giant pumpkins, the ones I sowed directly have started to come up. So we might be in luck on that one. And I've also got a couple in the pot. So yeah, the ones in the pots have come up as well, so we might be on to back on track with the pumpkin competition. Looks like these sweet peas are dying back a bit. So I think they do better in the ground, to be honest. But I did sow plant some nasturtiums in here, so hopefully they'll get going and spread across. These sweet peas seem to be springing into life, so I'll get some flowers on those for definite. And also all the sunflowers are deciding to come out as well. But yeah, all these sunflowers will take a little while to come up. Also, what I thought were the white sunflowers are probably just normal giant sunflowers. Obviously, in that polytunnel, everything got mixed up. So there's some imposters going on, but they're there to stay. Hopefully these mangle wurzels will start to do something as well. But these are Queensland blue pumpkins, so hopefully they'll spread across and mingle with the other ones. Something's still eating the cucumbers that are down here, so not holding out too much hope on those. The carrots are growing like crazy. Lovely and healthy. I've watered them so they look a bit battered at the moment, but probably will need to thin out some. Some little baby carrots. Obviously they still need a little bit longer, but yeah, probably will have to thin out some. Just be careful of the carrot fly, to be honest. The old crystal apple cucumbers. I think with all this hot weather coming along soon, they'll soon start to shoot along. Obviously spring onions. I think they were, I think it's like Pompeii, I think. Yeah, the Pompeii spring onions. What's left of the seed packet. But yeah, I wasn't holding out too much hope for these spring onions, to be honest. And that. Right, let's take a look on the other plot. You see, sunflowers keep picking them like crazy, so they're doing really, really good. Got some nice variation in the poppies, and they're very pretty. Bees are loving them. I know. So the flower bed's looking good. You see, sunflowers are just coming out. So I think these are the paint box one, probably a zombie as well, pumpkin. Little sunflower. Generally everything's doing brilliantly. Pumpkins are going crazy, and they will do in this warm, wet weather. I've seen sweet corn, a mixture of all the squashes. Tomatoes, the national forest of tomatoes. I'm going to take the cover off this and give it a good old kind of take off most of the suckers. And again, cucumbers are doing alright. They just need a bit of a tying in. And obviously these melons are a goner. I think I've got a couple of some watermelons, so I might give these a go somewhere. They're not going to get eaten. But yeah, generally everything's doing great. The pumpkins and the sunflowers and the sweet corn are growing like crazy. Same with all the bindweed. So I need to give this bit of area tidy up. Raspberries. Well, we have some signs of raspberries. They went there the other day. Bit funky, but yeah. So that'll be harvesting with Mr. Bindweed flower. Go. Yeah, some nice big old raspberries there. Pick some of those before the birds do. But yeah, this needs a good old weed. And that, I think, the old pond area. Didn't make a start on clearing it, but all this area's going to be wiped out, and then hopefully in the winter, autumn winter, put some rows of canes for raspberries in there. give this bit tidy up. Honestly, polytunnel full of nothing now. Gave the apple tree a little bit of a prune, but there's not one single apple on here this year, so I'm not too sure what happened. So any suggestions? I think, and on any of them there was blossom, but there's no apples, and we haven't pruned it since last year, so unless it just went into shock, and then hopefully in the next year it will produce some apples. But no, sweet corn all good. Blooming potatoes from last year coming up again. Right, so it's been a good 5 or 6 days since the last. We're in the midst of the heat wave again, so it's been averaging about 35 each day. So I've been having to come up here to water quite a lot. But as you can tell, everything is going absolutely crazy. And the pumpkins are loving life, but again they get a bit sulky when the full sun comes out. The old Mongolian giants are doing really good now. And I still need to tie in some more of these. So I tied these in the other day, but obviously they've grown that much again, so I'll get onto that as well. But yeah, everything is crawling along quickly. There's a few flowers on the pumpkins, but no actual pumpkins themselves. And obviously the little sunflowers around the edge have survived. Obviously the giant pumpkins have coming through. Probably got too many now. Sod's law. And but now the front flower bed is looking pretty good. Everything's lovely and green, but that's because of the old chicken manure pellets. So I sprinkle these around every few weeks at the base of the plants, and also when I did plant them in, gave them a handful to get some going. I know it's very, very hot at the moment. I think it's about 25 and it's only 8 o'clock in the morning. But let's go into the sweet corn. That's growing like crazy as well. Oh, the Tromboncino has need to tie that up. Might just train that one up along here, and that. But yeah, I'll tie those back later today. Cucumbers, all of a sudden, they don't look like they're doing too much, and then they get this spurt of energy. You are looks like a marigold or a cosmos. That. There's a few odd weeds in here. That looks like, I don't know, climber. Well, yeah, these supposed to be the carrots. Don't think anything ready yet on those. Probably still need to thin them out. Oh look, there is a pumpkin there. Trying to work out what one's what, because the vines have just gone crazy. So that'll be a surprise. The potatoes are looking good. See the grape sprung into life. So just trying to keep that tied in. The main crop potatoes doing not too bad. Pond's a pond. Little chill area, which most of the time you spend sitting from the heat. Oh. Mr. Baby Boo Pumpkin needs tying in back again. So yeah, I'll just tie that back so that can climb. But yeah, so that's what I wanted ideally with all the Tromboncinos to grow. God, it's gone absolutely mad. But yeah, to tie these in along the edge. But yeah, sweet corn, thick and luscious. But I am having to keep watering every every other day, but giving it a good soaking, because they say don't water little and often, just water it a good go and then leave it a couple of days and then come back, because that helps the roots spread across into the ground to search for moisture. Let's go and check the other plot. Sweet peas have been doing amazingly. Obviously trying to keep on top of cutting them so they produce more flowers. And obviously some of them, like this one's probably the best one, but I've noticed where it floods, when it rains, this one gets more moisture. And obviously like this one, which is not so good, but they get watered the same every time I do the hose, so not too sure why, but that's probably why that one looks much better than the rest. These sunflowers, the old Pro Whites, coming out nicely. And I've also noticed that they're sending out multiple heads on some of them. So once those big heads are finished with, I'll just chop them off. But now sweet peas are looking good. The gummy bear sunflowers should be the next ones to come out. God, it's hot. The pumpkins. That's the paint box. I don't think there is any signs, but again, these pumpkins do like to hide, so I wouldn't be surprised if there is a pumpkin somewhere hiding. I might take this cover off, to be honest. The tomatoes. I think I did see one the other day that was nearly ready to come out. Can't remember what the name's, scarlet, red sunflowers, but they're so small. It's not even a foot tall. Yeah. So some of these pumpkins are just mystery ones because it's just the labels have gone, so until they form the fruits I won't know. But obviously some have got this variegated leaf, which, you know, I thought they might be the zombies, but then they look like a watermelon leaf, so God knows. But I know that's definitely a watermelon because I put that in. So, but yeah, tomatoes. Pull back the cover on this side, but the tomatoes are going mad in here, and there is a few tomatoes. You look delve down in there, but I do need to thin this out. But they're doing really well actually, so I might not even need to cut them because there's a lot of flowers on them. So again, the cucumbers, just need to tie these in a bit more. So they start to clamber up. Yeah, so obviously it needs a bit of weed in and that, but no, everything is looking good. I'm not too sure what these are, because these are not like trailing pumpkins, they're almost like they're climbing up. I'm wondering if these are the tromboncinos. So I might have to make some TP wigwams around each one, because they seem to be growing upwards, not along like the rest of these. Yeah, sweet corn, and that one's okay, and these ones are doing brilliantly as well. Got a few of the raspberries coming up on here. These have been quite neglected this year, so I don't hold out much hope for them. But obviously my plan this year is to, this autumn, is to clear this back area out, so get it ready. Probably use some of these canes and kind of start to spread them across as well. But I will finish off this video here, but thank you very much for watching, and I will see you on the next one.